Hello and welcome to Nikolai's genetics lessons, and the first question is: guanine and adenine are purines found in DNA. Is it true or false? I know that for many students it's hard to memorize which bases are purines and which are pyrimidines, so here is a mnemonic technique for you how to memorize it once and forever. You just have to memorize single word, which is cut. C-U-T. And I combine these two letters together because in DNA we can find thymine, and in place of thymine in messenger RNA we can find uracil. So just this word would help us to solve this problem. And you know that cytosine base pair with guanine and thymine base pair with adenine. And of course in messenger RNA adenine would base pair with uracil. You also probably know that some of the bases has single ring structure and some has two ring structure. So for the word cut we have bases with single ring in its structure. And of course that means that for guanine and adenine we have molecules that are made of two rings. Again, this is not scientific explanation, it's just mnemonic technique. Cut would stand for the bases with one ring, and guanine and adenine would stand for the bases with two rings. And also, if you would take a look at cytosine and guanine, these two letters look similar, very similar. So these two bases would be connected by triple bond. And bases thymine and adenine, because don't look alike, they would be connected by double bond. So this is hydrogen bonding. Just memorize it. For letters that look similar, we have more hydrogen bonding, just like with relatives. We have more bonding between relatives than if we compare unrelated people. So you can just use this technique to memorize which bases has triple bond and double bond. And the last thing, probably some of you would consider it's not logical, just like in my previous explanation it was logical, but now you just have to memorize that for those bases which are long, so has two rings, we have short word purines, and for those with one ring we have long word pyrimidines. So this is going to be pyrimidines and this is going to be purines. So guanine and adenine are purines. This is true. So our choice answer A. One more time, this is not scientific method which I explain you here. This is just a mnemonic technique for you for your exam. And next question, which of the following statements about DNA structure is true? And here's the list to choose from. Let me start from the last one. So here's a statement: the nucleic acid strands in DNA molecule are oriented antiparallel to each other, meaning they run in opposite directions. Take a look at this picture and you would see, for example, 3' end here and 5' end here for one strand of the DNA, and 3' end here and 5' end here for the other strand of the DNA. That's why we call these two strands of the DNA antiparallel. You also can see it here, 5' end and 3' end, 3' end and 5' end. So they go in the opposite direction, so would be antiparallel. So this is correct statement. Next statement C: hydrogen bonds formed between the sugar-phosphate backbone of the two DNA chains help to stabilize DNA structure. Here is the sugar-phosphate group, which makes sugar-phosphate backbone of one strand and sugar-phosphate backbone of the other strand. But two strands of the DNA are held together due to hydrogen bonding between bases and not between a sugar-phosphate backbone. So this is wrong statement. And next statement: Statement B, nucleic acids are formed through phosphodiester bonds that link nucleosides together. So what is the difference between nucleosides and nucleotides? Nucleosides consist of base and sugar, and nucleotides consist of base, sugar, and phosphorus group. So we can say that this is also going to be a wrong statement, and the pentose sugar in DNA is ribose. In RNA, we can see ribose, hence the name, ribonucleic acid. But in DNA, we see here missing oxygen at the carbon 2, so this is going to be deoxyribose. Here's the name, DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. So this is also wrong statement. So the only correct statement is going to be statement D. The nucleic acid strands in the DNA molecule are oriented antiparallel to each other, meaning they run in the opposite direction. And this is all for today. Thank you for your attention. Please subscribe for my new videos that I post almost every day. And see you in the next video. Goodbye.